Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Kids Show. And this segment of the show is called Physical Media is King. And wow, it's been a while since I did one of these. It has to be like 7 months now, close to 8. And it's not for lack of collecting, let's just put it that way. But first things first, super important thing I need to do, and that is give a shout out to one of my homies. His name's TW Booty Hunter. Yes, that's really his name, and he is a really awesome dude. He made a video giving me a shout out, so I really, really appreciate that. TW's a really cool dude. He definitely has his own opinions, and I respect that. He's a guy that thinks for himself, and of course, I respect that. I respect free thinking individuals. A lot of his content is a lot like, honestly, a lot like mine. And he's a really cool dude, so I will definitely link his channel in the description below. Awesome personality, cool channel. He's definitely. I love when he goes on these rants about how much he's just sick and tired of wrestling. Personally, I think those are really a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely check out his channel. Really awesome, genuine guy. And I really just had to give him this shout out. But okay, with that all being said, proceeding on with the video. Yeah, like I said, I just held off this video. I have no idea why. Honestly, I could do if I was with the stuff that I've collected, this video could have been like an hour long at least. So I actually kind of divided up what I'm going to talk about into like half. So this will be like one part of this will be like one physical media video and then the others another physical media video. But the reason why I do these videos is one, so that you know what I'm into or what I'm interested in, at least lately, and what I want to collect. And I also, too, I would also like to know what you purchased lately, what you've been into, what you've been collecting, if you're a collector, or just what you've been up to lately in general. And three, it's because I'm a huge supporter of physical media. It's really important to me, and I put my money where my mouth is by proving it here, essentially. So yeah, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it, and we're just gonna get into games that I've collected. And the first is I got Lollipop Chainsaw on the PS3, and I've always wanted to play this game. And the fact that it was getting a remaster, I actually got this before they announced the remaster. There was like rumors. Actually, technically, it's a remake. So there was rumors that there was going to be a remaster. It turns out it's going to be a full-on remake. And I had actually gotten this before the official announcement. And I'm glad to own this game. I started playing it on emulation though, because I could play it at 60 FPS, but I really did want to get a physical copy because it's a very interesting cult classic game. So definitely wanted this one. And who knows, maybe I will play it on PS3 for shits and giggles. And next up, let's do uh, second thing is a gift that I got from my best friend. I was telling her about this game, how crazy I heard it was when, and this is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, and I was telling her how insane I heard this game was while we were at GameStop, and she absolutely insisted on buying it for me. Like, she would not stop. I begged her not to. I must have begged her the entire time up until she literally swiped her card not to do it because I just don't like when people buy stuff for me. I'm so bad at them. I love giving gifts, but I hate receiving them. So that's just like my, I guess, flaw. But I really do appreciate it. I played a little bit of it. It's not a game that you actually play. It's like more of like a story. I got about 2 or 3 hours into it. Pretty interesting, very weird, a lot of fan service. It's hilarious. Uh, for me personally. So I do find it pretty interesting, and I'm really glad that she did buy it for me. It was truly nice of her. She's such a nice person. So definitely happy to have received that as a gift. And next up, I mean, we have to get into some games that I've played a decent amount of and they just aren't hitting for me, unfortunately. And that would be the first being Dying Light 2. Now, I'm a huge fan of the original Dying Light. It's one of my all-time favorite PS4 games. Absolutely amazing game. This game had so much going for it, and I've put in about 50 hours into this game, and it's just I need to go back to it, but I've been holding off because I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, the game came out fucked up as usual. It's like every game has to come out almost trashy as fuck. And it really hurts the game. Like, couldn't when the game launched on PS5 especially, people are having problems being able to play with their friends co-op, and this game just doesn't make sense co-op. I mean, it's like an RPG with a story. It'd be weird as fuck to just jump into people's games and play with them, but it's like that's the main appeal of the original Dying Light. I don't know. I just feel like I'm lost in the shuffle in this game. What kills this game is that it takes forever to start to feel like you are at the same level as you were when you were playing the first Dying Light. And that's super disappointing. You feel like such a useless loser for at least 20 fucking hours. Like you can't do shit. And it's super frustrating. I really wanted this game to be good, and it's I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's just disappointing. I would like to go back to it and eventually finish it, but I kind of dropped it for a while, and I've kind of been like hardcore into PC gaming lately, and my PS5 has been collecting dust. The only time I've been playing it is honestly when my friend comes over. And another game that is honestly just a disappointment, a huge disappointment, is Pokemon Arceus. Yes, Pokemon Legends Arceus, I should say. This game, you know, you would think that this game would be one of two things. It would be a game that either the graphics look pretty nice, or at least the performance was very solid. This is neither of those two things. It is super disappointing, especially when we see games like Metroid come out that look really good, and what's it called? Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That game looks gorgeous, and the performance is better. This game looks like Crayola garbage shit, and the performance is doggy doo-doo all at the same time. I'm going to have to emulate this fucking game to play it. The shame is I like the game. I think it's really interesting. I think it's the first true step that the Game Freak has taken when it comes to Pokemon in general. Like, they've taken a step forward, but oh my god, they are some of the worst fucking developers I have ever seen, and they've been around forever. How are you bad? I'd rather them go back to 2D. Please just go back to 2D, because you guys are a fucking mess when it comes to 3D. It's super disappointing, man. I wanted this game to be good, and to me it's just unplayable unless I emulate it. So I mean, look, I bought the game so I could do whatever I want to do. If I want to get the remaster that actually works now, as opposed to having to pay into a subscription service in 15 years to play it, I think I have the right to do so. And so next up is I bought this, and I bought it from the EU, I believe. I forget what company I bought it from, but it is let's see, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, Record of Lotus War. So this is a pretty cool game. It is pretty difficult too. I kind of got into Record of Lotus War pretty recently, and it's fucking awesome. Like, it's I enjoy it for what it is. It's very funny in some ways, but also a cool adventure. Very traditionalized adventure from the types of, like, um, I guess, like, kind of like World of Warcraft or something, but anime. It's really hard to describe it, but it's very simple. Some awesome ass dragons, really cool shit. This is a Metroidvania styled game, and it's you play as my favorite character, Deedlit. I think she's fucking awesome. I wish she was in the anime more. But it also came with the soundtrack to the game, which is right here. Which I do like that cover. It's just sick. And a book. So I didn't open this yet. I do want to check it out. But I did play that game on Game Pass, and I thought it was really cool. And I'm just gonna briefly look through this book just to see what's up, because I didn't check it out yet. I should have probably opened this beforehand, but hey, using brain, me? When's that ever happen? Alright, so Record of Lotus War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, special book. It's a special book. Oh man, this art is fucking sick! Hold up! Ah! It's so hard to get it. Alright, there we go. Holy shit! Very pretty. Oh my god, this art is so beautiful. I wish it was a hardcover book though. Ah, that's freaking awesome. Oh my god, I'm just fucking up on camera, being able to show it off. This is so cool. I like this. This is very nice. It tells you what the characters, Parn and Deed lit. Very cool stuff. I don't like the way they did Parn. They kind of made him look sort of like retired, I guess. Oh man, freaking awesome. Yeah, they show you all the other characters too, which is cool. That's awesome. It's a really cool book. I'm definitely gonna have to look through this again. But the art is very beautiful in this game. Like that's the main reason why I wanted it. I love like pixel art. And they definitely have a good eye. But speaking of Record of Lotus War, I was watching Record of Lotus War on Funimation's uh streaming site, whatever streaming thing. And yeah, I liked Record of Lotus War so much I had to get it on Blu-ray. So it's really awesome that I did get it. It's really fun anime. It's very old school, very traditional. Uh the English dub is hilarious. It's so funny that I actually liked watching it the English dub. Yes, I know that these anime enthusiasts that think they're better than you are gonna yell at me in the comments for watching it at the dub, but that's just how I like to watch it. I like to watch English. I like to watch anime in my own language, you know, and a lot of people seem to think that you're evil for doing that, but I don't give a fuck what people think. And speaking of more anime, I got a oh man, this is fucking sick. The steelbook copy of Perfect Blue. So I already own Perfect Blue on Blu-ray. Let me put it up closer. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. And I really liked this cover. It's fucking sick. If you have not watched Perfect Blue, it is a must watch. Satoshi Kon is an amazing filmmaker. What I really like about this cover, so Satoshi Kon as a creator, he's obsessed with the discussion of duality within an individual, like the two different sides of a person. And this cover for this steelbook perfectly expresses that. That's like a key point in the film that really brings out the concept of duality, and the imagery in this film is so good. Like that is one of my favorite scenes. So to have a steelbook with my favorite scene of one of my favorite animated movies is awesome. This film is not for the faint of heart. So if you don't like things that are really like off rails, definitely I don't recommend it. But if you're into that kind of shit, you have to watch it. It is amazing. And next up is Golgo 13 The Professional. So I bought this because it seemed like it was everything I could want in an anime movie. Because like I like this kind of art style. I love the old school shit like more than most anime fans do. I look for specifically for the old school stuff. And this just didn't do it for me, man. I watched it and I just didn't like it. And it's sad because I love the art style. I love the music. Um I just love everything about it. I love discotheque media releases, but I just really didn't like this film. I didn't like the 3D CG scene. That was fucking horrible. I think it was like the first attempt at doing 3D in an animation. And this came out what in like 83, I think. I think so. And I just yeah, that didn't age well at all. Let's just put it that way. And obviously, I won't hold it to modern day standards by any means, but I think it really just takes away from the film. It's very jarring. I don't think it was a good decision on their part. I mean, it's cool to be the first, I guess, but I didn't like it. I didn't really care. I like the main character, how he acts, but I just didn't feel like what he was doing was made sense in most situations. Like it just seems like a film that just really pushes forward like pointless sex in a lot of scenes. And yeah, I don't mind any of that. It's just can what's going on feel like there's purpose instead of just wasting my time? I couldn't get into it, sad to say. But I did give it a try. I own it. I mean, it's an important film, especially in terms of something I didn't like, but since it was the first to use CG 3D animation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But hey, I took a shot, took an L. It happens, right? But a film I did end up really liking is Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. This this is really sick. I really enjoyed this. Uh this is the first time I did watch it. The animation looks really good. The story is really good. It's hard to do a follow up to the original Ghost in the Shell, and I think that this does a good job. If you're gonna miss Major, that's just the reality of it. You'll definitely miss Major, but this is worth giving a chance. It is definitely worth it. Some interesting concepts. Uh, I I think that this is an awesome film. It kind of goes under the radar totally. Like most people that watch Ghost in the Shell don't seem to watch Ghost in the Shell 2, and I'm here to say definitely give it a shot if you love really thought-provoking film, especially within anime. Very very thought-provoking film, really awesome. There's one more in. All right, so this is Angel Cop, and I got the 4K. I mean, this is a regular Blu-ray, but I got the Steelbook. Oh my god, the glare is just terrible. I'm so sorry for this glare. But yeah, I don't know if you I mean, obviously I guess you can see what's going on here, but this is a 6 episode like series, and I decided to give it a shot because I was recommended it. And I really love the art style. The music's pretty good. The story is fucking insane. I really enjoyed this, but it is definitely super fucking off rails cyberpunk anime. I really do like the Steelbook. The main character is fucking like a bad bitch. Like she is pretty fucking dope. The big reason why I did want to get this is because the subtitles for the original release of this film were kind of like they were like rewritten poorly. So when I heard that this release is a brand new HD remaster that actually does a translation that is appropriate and pretty close to uh the actual basically good subtitles. They fixed the subtitles to where it tells the actual genuine story. That's what made me pretty excited for this. So it is interesting to watch both dubbed and subbed. The dub, they curse a lot more. They curse so much more. It is like extra as fuck. It's entertaining. Like I actually ended up watching it dubbed and subbed. Very interesting anime. It is definitely super off rails. It doesn't give a fuck. That's why I go back and to like a lot of these older animes that really didn't give a fuck. I mean, some of it can end up very bad in terms of the things that you do come across, but there's also interesting shit that I wouldn't find anywhere else. Anime is a medium, man, that's so unique in its own right, and I really do appreciate it. And I wish that they would do more stuff that's pretty intense, you know, like for audiences that are adults that want to see like certain things that can't be told in the form of like just in Hollywood and all that stuff in general. So definitely cool to be able to go back to anime in the early days and experience it for what it is. And some things have definitely scarred me. Others, I actually had a good time watching. Now we're getting to, I guess, like film in general. I got a Juice on 4K Blu-ray, classic. Tupac is amazing in this. He is such a good villain. People, you know, obviously everyone loves Tupac uh for his hip hop. I love it too, but Tupac is a very underrated actor. I really enjoy this film. I'm glad to have it on 4K Blu-ray. Cool steelbook. Overall, happy to get this. Uh I haven't watched it in 4K yet because I watched this movie like maybe about a year ago on Blu-ray. Freaking great cast, very convincing villain. Hood flicks, man. Now, next up, The Outsiders. Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsiders. So I rewatched this film, and I used to say that I liked Rumblefish more than this, but rewatching them both, I like this more than Rumblefish. When I was younger, I liked Rumblefish more, but after reevaluating, I definitely like The Outsiders more. It's a little more like I don't know how to explain. It's very, very like more melodramatic, but I just think it's a better film. Francis Ford Coppola is a great, great director, man. Like a lot of people ignore like some of his smaller hits, and Rumblefish and The Outsiders were both really, really great hits. Watching this Dolby Vision is fucking insane. Like it is a whole other movie, man. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and I'm really glad to have picked it up. And this is the complete novel version, also includes the theatrical version. So that's pretty cool. Two different versions. A film that I watched, I think it was on HBO Max, and it's like from the 40s. It's a really interesting, crazy film. But after watching it, I had to get it on Blu-ray, and I got the Criterion Blu-ray special edition. That is of, I believe it's called Black Narcissus. Uh, it is a pretty sick film. I really like, so back in the 40s they didn't really do CG, obviously, so they would use like painted backgrounds, and the way they did it in this for like the drop, let me see, yeah, it's like a bell tower, and then you see this drop. Oh my god, here we go. This drop, like they actually used like a painting to draw that. It looks so fucking cool. It looks absolutely awesome, and it's this really crazy story about these nuns that start basically like their, I don't know what they call that, like their nun chapel. I don't know, in the fucking Himalayas. It's a convent. I'm sorry. But they start a convent in the Himalayas, and basically everything kind of goes wrong. It's really interesting film. Definitely glad that I said this is kind of weird. I'm gonna check it out just because it's weird, because it ended up being a really solid film. Then film that I'm happy to have gotten, and it is Dario Argento's Phenomena. Now, the reason why I really wanted to get this film is because one, it's a Dario Argento, great, great, great director, but it also had Donald Pleasance in it, as well as Jennifer Connelly, two awesome actors. Jennifer Connelly is so young in this. I believe she did this like 2 years after, I believe 2 years after she did Once Upon a Time in America. And I mean, to be fair, I don't like this nearly as much as I like Deep Red or Suspiria, which is two of Dario Argento's films. To me, those are like super top tier. But this one's pretty interesting in its own right. The ending is fucking insane. It is definitely an unsettling movie. Like, to me, Dario Argento is like the uh, the Italian John Carpenter. Not to say that John Carpenter's better, but that's how I kind of view their work, in a very similar vein, just in a little bit of a different style. And Dario Argento definitely knows how to get under someone's skin. So if you like horror films, and Italians have this genre called giallo films, and very interesting. It's like mystery horror sort of deal. And this is definitely a horror mystery sort of thing, and really fucking weird. Basically, Jennifer Connelly is like, she controls insects, and it's so gross. It's so fucking gross. Uh but she's using her powers to essentially kind of figure out who's murdering young women in this boarding school. Really weird. I'm glad to have watched this film because it is interesting. It's different. I mean, nowadays everything just wants to be the fucking same, and it's like you got to go back in time to find something different, which I can appreciate. And then Since I could cop the Steelbook. I got Godzilla vs King Kong. Now I haven't watched it yet. I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit hesitant, but really cool, sick ass Steelbook. So I had to cop. Hopefully it's fun. A lot of my friends said it's pretty damn good. It's one of the best movies that came out at the time, which isn't saying much because during the COVIDs and shit, even now, most things that come out are super fucking dog shit. But yeah, I'm really glad to have gotten a Steelbook. It's pretty sick. I'm gonna watch it soon. Definitely interested to see how that turns out. And next is a 4K Tom Hanks Saving Private Ryan. Now it's been super long since I watched this. Oh my god, I barely remember it. But I was watching Zach Hall talk about Saving Private Ryan, and I noticed they had it on 4K Blu-ray. So I'm like, man, I haven't watched this movie in so freaking long. Let me buy it on 4K and give it a shot. So I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, this is an insane movie. Really well done. Uh, Tom Hanks is a great actor. I think he's a bit of a weirdo in real life, but hey, what can you do? Most people in Hollywood are a bunch of fucking weirdos. But yeah, I heard that this is a pretty good 4K transfer, so that's always reassuring. I definitely try to pick up as many good 4K transfers as possible. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be revisiting this film, hoping it's as good as I remember. But then again, I don't even remember that much. It's been that long. It came out 98. Oh my god. It's like it's crazy to think how fast time's going, and I'm only 29, just turned 29 in July, so crazy to think how fast time is going. And lastly on the list, I have the original 4-movie collection of Star Trek. Now, I'm not big on the Star Trek movies per se. I was more into the original TV show, but I do like the first film. The first film is actually my favorite. The second film is awesome, but I like the first film because it's more like mentally sophisticated. Like it's more than just fight bad guys sort of deal. It's very thought provoking, especially the ending. So I watched the first one and I enjoyed it. Haven't watched Wrath of Khan yet. Haven't watched the other ones yet, but overall pretty good 4K transfer. I wish they would have did a little bit of editing with the first film. And there's a lot of scenes where it's just staring, and not given Star Trek is not supposed to be high action by any means. But there's definitely wasted time in this film that in the first Star Trek film that could have been easily cut out. To just avoid wasting time, which is very important to me. My time is very valuable, so films that waste my time, I don't like it too much, but I still like the original film nonetheless. Definitely have to watch Wrath of Khan. I do like the art. It's weird that they gave me like this is like for the 4K Blu-rays, and then this is for the regular. I don't know, I just think that's a weird pick. The only complaint I have about this collection is that they don't give you the extended cut of the original motion picture that's apparently being released separately. I think that's total fucking bullshit cop out, but it was cool. I got this for a decent price. 4 films. Only have seen 2, so I would like to see the other 2 and evaluate how they are. So it's Star Trek the Motion Pictures, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, which is the most likable one out of all of them. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, never watched that. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Really interesting. I love the original cast. Recently Nichelle Nichols passed away, and she was Lieutenant Uhura. I love Lieutenant Uhura. She and Spock up here are my favorite characters. McCoy is a third favorite, but Uhura was definitely up there. She was definitely in my top 2. It's hard to pick between her and Spock. I think the only reason why Spock is probably my all-time favorite is just because he was on screen more, but really sad to see another of the original Star Trek passing away. So rest in peace to Nichelle Nichols. I really appreciate her contribution to television as well as film. Very awesome actress. I always loved Lieutenant Uhura because she's just really stylish. She was a badass. Like she definitely wasn't a weak link to the crew. She was always the most dependable one on the ship, no doubt. And Mirror Mirror episode, she's fucking super badass in that. So yeah, I thought it's best to definitely end it off with this, especially with her passing. But yeah, guys, that's what I've been collecting lately. There's another video that's going to be happening. I'll definitely space it out, maybe in like a month or so. I definitely still have a lot of stuff. Like I said, these videos didn't get delayed due to lack of collecting, but in collecting to me is super important. Let me know what you guys have been collecting lately, or what you've been playing or watching lately. Um, Shortly, I think in 2 weeks, the Dragon Ball movie's coming out. I'm probably gonna go see that. Uh, Probably do like a. I don't think I'll do a review on it. I'll probably. So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I decided to start a podcast, and I did a test run, which was the pilot episode, and it went super well, especially considering I'm a small channel. But people were there for it and they liked it, and so I decided let's continue doing it. So as of right now, that's going to be every other week. Now, if there's an insane amount of like news to talk about, and I had just done one the previous week, then I'll just end up doing consecutive weeks. So that's what I'm figuring on doing. That's if there's a lot of news to talk about, and if people want to join me on the podcast. Ideally, it'd be more than just me. I think it'd be kind of boring just me by myself. Definitely want to get like other people's opinions on things. And overall, it's still like I'm trying to get the hang of using StreamYards and all that. So if it's not the best thing in the world, cut me some slack. But I'm really excited. I hope you guys are into that. And yeah, continue to keep watching because I'm making more videos. I did uh like a while back I took like a 3 month hiatus because like my schedule was just insane at the time, but I'm not doing that again. I definitely upgraded like my stuff in order to be able to consistently make content and not have to feel like I'm have to do like all this excessive bullshit. Like no, I have a webcam here. I got the mic here. All I have to do is sit down and press record. That's it. So that's going to prevent like, me taking from a hiatus and stuff. And I also I also play video games on Twitch. So if you're into that, if you just want to hang out, have fun, have a chill time, check me out on Twitch, Cult Classic Cage. I'm Cult Classic Cage on everything. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, guys, overall, I've been having fun doing this, and I'm really glad that people like to tune in. So, yeah, I made this extra super long for no reason, but yeah, just general announcements. Just I guess this is a good video, just tell you what's up and catch up and all that shit. Because I definitely don't like to make my other videos super long for no reason, but physical media vids are long as fuck anyway, so why not just add on to that? But at this point, I'm just rambling. If you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, all that shit if you want to continue the conversation. If you want to engage even more in the assholery that Cult Classic Cage brings, all that jazz. And yeah, guys, with all that being said, I'm out. Peace.